Hi, this is part 5 of our sweet corn grow along, and today we are going to be looking at how to tell when our sweet corn is ready to harvest. Once our sweet corn is ready, we do have a small window of time in order to harvest them at their best. So we usually are looking at around a 2-week period in order to make sure that we do get them off, or they are going to become a bit more tough, starchy, and dried out and not quite as sweet. If you are actually growing them for popcorn or for flint corn, then you will want to leave them to completely dry, but we are going to look at eating them fresh within this grow along. On the next video, we will look at how to preserve them and what to do with them once you have them available. But at the moment, mine are maybe a couple of weeks off, so we're a little bit too early for doing that yet. I will talk you through how to harvest them, but we will also look at that a little bit closer on the next video as well. So the very first thing we're looking for is the colour of the silks to have changed to a really deep brown and gone nice and crispy. You can see that each of these corns are at a slight different point as well, so we won't be looking at harvesting them at exactly the same time. But if we come down this end, we can see that some of these silks are looking nice and dry and crispy and how we want them to look. The second thing that we're going to look for is that the cobs feel fat, and you may, if you rub quite well, feel the bumps of the corn forming below as well. So that's another thing we're going to look for. And then the next thing we're going to do is peel back some of the layers and actually have a look at how the corn is developing underneath. So one thing we can do is very gently start peeling back these layers, and if it's not ready, we'll be looking at putting these back on. Trying not to break them as much as we can, but it's not always the easiest thing to avoid doing. And then once we've peeled it back, we can have a little look at what's going on. So actually, these ones are looking very near ready. So they won't always be right up to the top of the cob, so you may need to pull them back a little bit further. So the next thing we want to do is poke our finger into one of the kernels and see what colour the juice is that comes out. If this juice is a clear juice, then they're not quite ready yet. If it's a milky juice, then they are ready to harvest. This one's maybe got another couple of days before it is ready. Some of them are a little bit yellower. And you also do want to think of the fact that some of these are not going to be as yellow as we expect to find them in the supermarkets. We can find corn in many different colours, so don't wait for it to go completely that bright yellow. As long as it's got that milky colour coming out of that kernel that you pop, then it's ready to go. What we want to do now is just tuck these silks and the outer skin back up over. If they don't stay in place, then you can just tie a little band on the top, and that works usually very well. And then when it comes to harvesting them, all you want to do is hold on and pull down, and then they'll snap off, and that should be ready then to eat straight away. And this is another cob that I have checked previously, so you can see once you've pulled them down once, it'll be a bit easier to have a look. You can see they're starting to go yellow, but they're not quite ready yet. So for this one, I'd be looking at checking it now every sort of 3 to 4 days, and then looking at harvesting it when they are ready and I can see that milky sap. So just recover them, and then we'll be looking to harvest these very soon.